Hello guys, it's Sapphire. Yagami with a review of Once Upon a Time, Season 4, Episode 16, titled Poor Unfortunate Soul. Yeah, soul, not souls. Okay. So, within this episode is pretty much the backstory of Ursula, and pretty much how she became, kind of who she is. So, the opening sequence has Ursula making an appearance in the forest, and in the character's past, in the early years of Hook's time in the Neverland realm, Killian and his crew begins to hear mermaids' tune, distracting them until they almost strike a series of rocks. Around the same time, the father of the seas, Poseidon, scolds his daughter, revealed to be Ursula in her youth, for ending the song just in time for the Jolly Roger to escape. Later on, at a tavern during a port stop, Hook hears the same tune and recognizes the voice coming from Ursula, who was singing, and offers her a drink. The enchantress explains to Killian that her father kicked her out of his kingdom for disobeying him, so she stole a magical bracelet that allowed her to walk on land. Ursula also reveals that her mother was killed by a pirate, which is why Poseidon demands Ursula use her voice to steer them awry. After learning of her life, Hook tells Ursula that listening to her voice was the only thing that has ever taken away his lifelong pain. She shares her plans to sing in Glowerhaven, and he offers to take her there on the ship. Unfortunately, this would also begin one of the many personal betrayals that will consume Hook's life after Poseidon makes a deal with the pirate. Poseidon instructs Hook to remove Ursula's ability to sing by using a seashell in order to ensure that she'll never leave the ocean in exchange for giving Hook squid ink, which can be used in paralyzing anyone, including the Dark One, his enemy Rumpelstiltskin. Hours later, Hook returns and tells Ursula about her father's plan. Although he refuses to break his personal code, Hook does ask Ursula to steal squid ink from her father's storage. Ursula arrives to the storage to steal squid ink, only to have Poseidon catch her, and in return for Hook betraying him, takes away his only chance to seek revenge on Rumpelstiltskin. Hook then counters by stealing Ursula's singing voice to her Poseidon, prompting an enraged Ursula to snap and grab Poseidon's trident, resulting in the enchantress to transform herself into the powerful sea goddess, only more stronger and powerful than her father. Now, in present-day Storybrooke, at Gold's remote cabin, Regina, Maleficent, Cruella, and Ursula start interrogating the now restored to adult August Booth about the author, as he explained that another individual known as the Dragon was also searching for the person before he was killed by Tamira. So August stole his research and revealed that it is still currently in Storybrooke. Gold then heads to August's trailer to get the research. Upon learning this, Regina uses her magic to briefly take over Mary Margaret's body to tell Emma, Hook, and David that August is safe. Gold is back. Whew. Gold is back, and the queens have something big planned next, but she doesn't know what it is. They later relayed this to Belle, who told them that she gave the dagger to Hook, only to learn that it was Gold who transformed herself into Hook to retrieve it, leading them to discover that Gold has restored his powers once again with the dagger. This information gives Hook an idea as he reveals his past encounter with Ursula, saying that the time has now come to take advantage of the sea goddess and to restore her happy endings after he took it from her. Later on, Hook uses a conch shell to summon Ursula, who appears quickly, constricting him with tentacles until Hook offers her a deal and she releases him in exchange for finding out Gold's plan involving the author. He'll give Ursula what she's looking for. Ursula then asks Hook where her treasure is buried, and responds that it is located inside the Jolly Roger back in the Enchanted Forest. Ursula opens a portal in the lake to the Jolly Roger, but all that floats up is a small bottle with a model ship inside of it. So Hook and Ursula pursue Will, who thinks he can restore the ship to its full size. After the trio restores the Jolly Roger, Hook gathers the shell with Ursula's voice and returns it to her. But the magic doesn't work and her voice does not return. A furious Ursula then takes revenge out on Hook by saying that the deal is over and uses a tentacle to send Hook overboard, only to be rescued by Ariel. After Hook comes to, the mermaid explains to him that Blackbeard used the Jolly Roger to terrorize people, including Anna and Kristoff from Arendelle. So Queen Elsa contained the ship in a bottle, accidentally trapping Ariel as well, and thanks to Hook, Ariel is now free and repays him with a favor. It appears that Regina is still trying to control her feelings for Robin and is having a nightmare in which she fights the evil queen version of herself over the affections of her former love. Gold then suddenly returns from August's trailer to inform her that August lied about the dragon and fed him a temporary painful potion that turns August back into wood. His nose will grow every time he lies. Gold then holds August to the fire and he comes clean, saying that the sorcerer trapped the author behind a door but doesn't know what the door is, except it's in Storybrooke, and that Regina has seen it before in one of the pages. So they head to the sorcerer's mansion to get proof. Moments later, Emma, along with Mary, Morgan, and David, break into Gold's cabin, knocking out Cruella. They are then surprised by Ursula, who uses her tentacles to strangle Mary and Margaret. But is then surprised by Hook, who tells Ursula that the only person who only the person who enchanted the shell can reverse it. And out of nowhere, her father Poseidon appears. It turned out that Ariel helped him through a portal to be able to walk on land. Poseidon apologizes to his daughter for everything, wanting to return her voice so that he can hear the voice of his wife and her mother one last time. The magic works, and Ursula's singing voice is returned to her. After Ursula and Poseidon are once again reunited and leaves. Oh God. Hook tells Emma that his happy ending is to Hook tells Emma that his happy ending is to be with her. While Emma and Hook marry Margaret and David succeed in rescuing August, they realize that Cruella has escaped and later meets her with Gold, Regina, and Maleficent, saying that Ursula was a mole, much to Regina's relief. Hook learns from Ursula about Gold's plan, revealing that as long as Emma is in Storybrooke to give everyone their happy endings, the author will be unable to give villains their happy endings while there is still a savior present. The only way to change that is for Gold to fill Emma's heart with darkness forever. At the same time, Regina meets with Emma to ask her if she can help track down Robin Hood, and later asks August about the door. August says that the picture of the door isn't just an illustration, it is the door. The author is actually trapped inside the Once Upon a Time book. Now, in terms of this backstory, I loved it. You know, because as Once Upon a Time said earlier in their seasons, like when they first started out, that villains are not born. Villains are not born; they are made. So we see Ursula's situation. Now for this Ursula's backstory, you gotta actually put her backstory. I put this episode together with the episode from season season 3, titled Ariel. You gotta put those backstories together so you can kind of get a full glimpse of how probably the whole Little Mermaid scenario would have gone. So if you have Ursula, daddy is Poseidon. He had a daughter named Ursula. Now at this point in time, we don't hear nothing about Trident, so I'm guessing maybe Poseidon had Trident later, and then Trident had Ariel. So you have Ursula, who was born a mermaid. She was born a mermaid, and her father named her after the sea goddess Ursula, right? All right, and she had a voice, like most mythology when it comes to mermaids do. They have a beautiful voice, and they used to lure men to the to their mostly pirates to their death and sailors. But she used her evil. She wanted to use it to actually help make people happy and sing. So she steals a bracelet that allows her to walk on land. So then we see her in the tavern singing the song that is actually in the beginning of the movie of The Little Mermaid, The Fathoms Below. She's saying, I tell you it tells us the bottom is blue, and that song. So she's singing that song, right? And she ends up making the deal with Hook and everything, which then goes awry because Poseidon's like, he don't trust mermaids. So you kind of see with how they put the twist on a story, which is pretty much sort of like Ariel's story, but he made it like Ursula's story. But you see how it kind of can trickle down into the actual Disney version of The Little Mermaid. Poseidon has a hate for humans because they killed his wife. Trident ends up having a hate for humans because they killed his wife. Right? And you kind of see and with this, you actually can see why Ursula would choose all things to take away Ariel's voice when she makes her human, because her voice was taken away from her. I mean, it's like the most. You gotta think about it though. For Ursula, Ursula's only her singing voice, but for Ariel, it's like her voice completely. You know what I'm saying? And you see where the shell would come from. Now the thing is though, is that this Ursula that we have here, that we know as villain, she does make herself into, a replica of the sea goddess. She's not the one who went and made the bargain with Ariel though. That was actually Regina's. That's why you gotta actually put these two episodes together, kind of get like a full, thing of the story. So you have her banished, and you have her turned into this octopus, because her daddy already banished her, and then you got her turned into octopus. So later, so you have this hatred that she had from her father sort of built up. So you have all this hatred built up. Then yeah, she's gonna probably learn some magic and become the evil sea witch, which then terrorizes, Ariel and all of Atlantica. Then with Ariel's story, it's actually Regina who disguises herself as the sea goddess, not Ursula that we see in this version of Once Upon a Time, but the sea goddess herself, who bargains with Ariel and takes her voice away, only for Snow White to get it back. So technically, the Ursula of the Little Mermaid story will actually be Regina. So Regina is not only the evil queen in the story of Snow White, but she will also be Ursula in the story of the Little Mermaid. Same thing as Rumpelstiltskin is not only, the evil villain of his storyline, Rumpelstiltskin, but he's also the Beast from Beauty and the Beast, and he's also the crocodile of Peter Pan. That's another thing what I like about this show, is because a villain could be multiple villains to different storylines, or they have the characters be more than one character in their own storyline. Like Ruby is not only Red Riding Hood, but she's also the wolf in her own story. She's both. So that's what, I'm trying to, I hope I'm explaining this well. Cause I've been reading a lot of comments on Facebook. Like a lot of people didn't like the actress, then like the costuming. My thing is though, I'm reading all these comments about them complaining about Ursula, but then I don't see them complaining about Rumpelstiltskin. I don't see them complaining about Peter Pan, the Wicked Witch of the West, the Snow Queen, Regina as the evil queen. Who else? I said Peter Pan already. Who else was a villain? The Wicked Witch of the West. I don't see none of them complain about those characters, because Snow White and the Evil Queen, they're nothing like their Disney version. That's what everybody's comparing it to, Ursula, and her character, her version of herself in the 1980s, movie, The Little Mermaid. Snow White, if you remember the Disney version of the Little Mermaid of Snow White is, I'm wishing for the one I love to find me. She's very singing, and when she gets hunted by her, she's like, oh, and she's like, and this is why you wake. She's very, very upbeat and innocent. And Once Upon a Time version, Snow White is kick ass. She's not that dainty, beautiful, innocent princess. She's still innocent, but she know how to kick some ass. You know what I'm saying? And the evil queen in the original Snow White, she's just evil. Her whole thing is, I'm supposed to be the fairest one of all. And this one, she's like, oh my god, Snow White is the reason my boo is dead, so this bitch gotta die. You know what I'm saying? You know? So, so there's a reason why everybody is mad over the choice of how the writers of Once Upon a Time, who's also the writers of Lost, and a lot of the actors they do get, it comes back from their show, the show they worked, because they worked with these actors before, so they know their potential, you know what I'm saying? They know their potential. But it's just, I don't understand why people are so complaining about how they decided to do Ursula's story. But I think the reason why they probably did, another reason they did Ursula's story like this the way that they did, is because they showed that Ursula didn't literally need, they literally showed within this episode that Ursula did not need the author to get her happy ending. She got her happy ending. Her happy ending was to get her singing voice back, because that's all she had left that reminded her of her mother, you know? And, that's all she had left. And you also had Hook, reconciling, fixing a mistake he did in the past, which was another reason why Ursula became, she changed herself, because Hook had created in her this distrust of humans. Like, he gained her trust, I'm gonna take you this way, then he destroyed that trust. And she was already mad with her father, but the trust that she had got from Hook, he broke that just like that quickly. But the way the show resolved it was, he made up for his mistake, and Ursula got what she wanted, which was her voice back. So she got her happy ending. So she got her happy ending without the author. And there's a quote that Belle says that that villains can get their happy endings. They're just going about it the wrong way. So pretty much it's telling. So and within the episode, it's telling us that villains can get their happy endings. Frumple, Regina, the Snow Queen, Peter Pan. Who else was a villain? Wicked Witch of the West. Every villain, Cruella, who got, and Maleficent, they could all get their happy endings. It's just that the way they're going about it is not the way to do it. It's like saying you gonna constantly rob a bank, Yeah, you're gonna be a millionaire, but that's not the way you're supposed to go about getting rich. You know what I'm saying? There's a way you do everything, and the way the villains are going about it is not the way to do it. So that's what this message was in this show, in this particular episode. So next on this episode, we're gonna finally see what exactly did the Charmers do to Maleficent's baby, and we're gonna see Emma go down that dark path, and then of course we're also gonna eventually get to the episode titled "Sympathy for the Devil" or Deville, which is gonna be all about Cruella. So we get to see how Cruella had this whole thing about puppies. Get those puppies! So comment, rate, subscribe, and I will see you guys next Sunday for the next episode of Once Upon a Time. And tell me what you think about, Ursula's portrayal and every villain's portrayal, because the whole show's about a twist to the what we think we know about these villains, or of about these fairy tales. It twists what we think we know about these characters and puts a spin on them and makes them unique for a new generation. You know what I'm saying? And it shows us that not all villains are born evil, and not all heroes are inherently good. Because we have seen throughout the seasons that some things Snow and Charmer did wasn't actually a good deed, as we about to see with Maleficent and her baby, and that these villains, they had something that they didn't got hurt, and they held on to the pain. The pain turned to anger. Anger turned to fear. It's like it's kind of like what Yoda says in the Star Wars movie, and which one it was? It was one of the prequels. The prequel, it was crap. What's the first one? It's the Phantom Menace, and he said when he's like reading Anakin, when Anakin says he wants to become a Jedi, he tells Anakin that he said pain leads to anger, anger leads to fear leads to hate, hate leads to the dark side. It's like this path of choices. And so for these villains, they all got hurt. The hurt turned to anger. The anger turned to hatred. It turned into something. It goes from one step up. It turned into something else. So again, comment, rate, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.